TYT Sports, Ben and Jason here. LeBron James, more LeBron James news. There's always LeBron James news when he's the center of the basketball universe. Some charitable news first, and then some maybe potential general management issues with the Cavs. We'll get into a little discussion in a second. But LeBron James will pay for more than 1,000 kids to go to college. The LeBron James Family Foundation has been giving a helping hand to children from 3rd to 7th grade, and now they're extending it one step farther, as the SB Nation article I am citing. A year's tuition to the University of Akron is $9,500, and he is going to pay for 1,000 of them, part of his family foundation, to go for 4 years, full ride to University of Akron. We did some math, or they did some math. Around 1,100 kids times $9,500 times 4 years is?
1,100 kids. I thought it was 1,000 kids. So it's 1,100.
It says the original. It says more than 1,000 scholarships.
Okay.
LeBron said, "quote If I can put 1,100 kids in college."
Well, $9,500 times 1,000 that's 5 zeros. That's
exactly
that's 9.5 million. No.
1,100 kids times 9,500 times 4 years. Because each year.
So what did I say that was about? It's 95, off, and then there's times 4, so like $40 million.
Not far off. $41.8 million,
right.
2 seasons of his Cavaliers salary. What a good guy.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a difference-making move.
Yes, and
I take it back. That video with him laughing was awesome. He gets to do whatever he wants. He can laugh. No, that's as meaningful a contribution as I know of an athlete makes.
It's also
it's life-changing stuff.
It's a huge contribution. It's not the, of course, I guess it obviously hits home, Akron being where he grew up, and of course going back to Cleveland. So again, as he said, if I can put 1,100 kids in college, that means I've done something where I can give back.
No, it's
he's a perfect
huge
person.
That's a $40 million. I mean, granted, look, we know he makes enough money to do it, but that's $40 million is $40 million, and that is, again, that's changing lives for those kids.
Right. Now, the good news to the, I guess, interesting news in Cavaliers general management. Tristan Thompson, to some, should be the Cavs' #1 priority, and to some includes LeBron James. Now, there is somewhat of a conflict of interest, I guess you could say, because Rich Paul represents LeBron James, and Rich Paul also represents Tristan Thompson.
Is this Cliff Paul's brother, the kid with the glasses who works in insurance?
No, I don't believe so. But
that's Cliff Paul.
Cliff Paul. Chris Paul is National Bureau of Assists is what you're thinking of. And now Sebastian Kerr, along with Steph Curry.
That's right.
Maybe it will be Rich Paul who will join this National Bureau of Assists.
Okay, so it's not that guy.
It's definitely not that guy. He also does represent Trey Lyles, who was just drafted. Maybe one day we'll join the Cavs too. And I'm sure a impressive client list for Rich Paul when LeBron James is
one of your clients.
One of your clients. So, Ben, I'm asking you: do you think this whole Tristan Thompson situation with the contract? Are the Cavs really out there to please LeBron
Tristan
James?
Thompson and Rich Paul, they want a max deal. They want 5 years, $94 million right now.
Should have mentioned that.
And the Cavs don't
they
want to
already
do
have.
that. They want to offer significantly. They have 5 guys already making more than $10 million a year.
They have 3 guys already with max deals.
Right, and they got 5 guys who are looking to make more than $10 million: James, Love, Kyrie, Shumpert, and Verjao.
And they're willing, and it looks like Gilbert's more than happy to pay the luxury tax.
Right. Well, that's the thing, but the luxury tax matters. So if I'm the Cavs, I wouldn't do it. I got it. There's that other factor of what happens if you piss off LeBron. The issue is how pissed is LeBron going to be?
At what point does it become business is business, and you got to separate the two from?
I got it. Look, Dan Gilbert is worth.
You are a player first.
Dan Gilbert is worth $5 billion.
Is he? Is that the actual number?
He's okay. We don't need to worry about Dan Gilbert paying the tax.
Couldn't give 2 shits about Dan Gilbert.
That said, again, these teams have budgets, and there's reasonable ways to run your team. I don't think Tristan Thompson is a max player. The only reason I think anybody would think of him as a max player is because
he plays with LeBron James?
Because he became the most, right, he plays with LeBron James. LeBron James likes him, and he's don't get me wrong, a very valuable contributor. But look at what this difference is in this money right now. They're about $4 million over the cap, $4 million in taxes already. If they sign Thompson to a contract that starts at $15 million a year, which is I think what that would start at, and would work its way up to where it pays the 94 over 5 years.
Back-ended, yes.
That would add, just by itself, $35 million to their tax bill, plus the 15. So it's $50 million to sign Tristan Thompson. $50 million. Like at some point, no matter what you're worth, you're like, come on, man. That's $50 million.
Ben, how does that make you feel about your taxes?
So
Are you $50 million over your taxes?
So the thing of it is, what they can do is they can give him a qualifying offer, which probably means he'll leave, although they've got the whole year to try and make it back. He signs a qualifying offer, then he could sign a bigger deal next offseason because the salary cap's going to go up by $20 million. He's got three things working for him. He signs like a $6.8 million qualifying offer. The salary cap next year is likely to go up $20 million, and then you add to the fact that there is a bad free agent class, and then add the third factor that tons of teams will have cap space. So you're looking at a guy who's likely to cash in on a bigger deal, and he gets to play a year with LeBron James, and maybe he'll sign with the Cavs. Anyway, the agent is taking the position, Cliff Paul is taking the position, Rich Paul is taking the position that if he signs the qualifying offer, then this will be his last year in Cleveland. It could be distracting. So you have to weigh this desire of this $50 million cost against the desire to have a smooth year, and maybe that's worth it. Maybe they want it. Maybe the $50 million doesn't matter. And maybe he'll take a little less, because even if he takes a little less, it does cut down on the tax.
I think you let him go. I think, as you mentioned, you just gave us all the numbers. It's an insane amount of money. But more importantly, if you're so that, like, what do they, and again, this is a little bit of speculation, but if you're Dan Gilbert, and maybe you tick off LeBron just a little bit, do you really think LeBron's going to turn around and go, yeah, you didn't sign my boy Tristan Thompson, I think I'm going to go back to the Heat?
I think that what you have to do is you have to make sure LeBron's involved in this process and that he understands that,
his understanding of it.
That there'll be ramifications down the road for making this deal. If there are no ramifications down the road for making this deal, if it's just money and the Cavs can keep paying the luxury tax and keep being good for the duration of the deal,
right,
then they probably are going to go ahead in some capacity and do it. Maybe they get him to take $85 million.
Do you know where they'll be kicking themselves next season? When they're in the finals again and Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving are all injured. And they're going, you know who we wish we had?
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson.
He's a good player, though.
He is a very good player, but again, definitely
$50 million is
a good player who's definitely bolstered up a little bit because he plays with LeBron James.
Sure, of course.
LeBron James will bring that out of you. Makes people around him better. We know this.
Also, almost nobody becomes a free agent at what he would next year at 25, basically.
Yeah,
it's
what he is now.
So I mean, he's going to get paid, whether it's right now or whether it's going to get paid.
Kyrie Irving, year and a half younger than Damian Lillard. Kyrie Irving is 23 years old.
Is that right? Yeah, well, sure. He had 1 year of college.
So hopefully he stays healthy for the Cavs next year too. But there you have it. Tristan Thompson, LeBron James, his donations to the University of Akron, or at least sending 1,100 kids to college. Very, very cool. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below.
What's crazy is that, hold on, let's go. So LeBron James can send 1,100 kids to college for 4 years, or a little bit more money is worth 1 year of Tristan Thompson to the Cavs. That's dumb.
In a shocking twist of events,
I got an idea.
James is sending Tristan Thompson to the
Forget
University.
it.
Yeah.
Don't sign Tristan Thompson. Let him go, and Dan Gilbert send 1,100 kids to Duquesne.
Is that in Ohio?
No, it's in Pittsburgh. Just another college, another school.
That's the school that came up?
Seems similar to Akron. Nickname of the Akron team? The Zips. It's a good name.
The Zips. What is their mascot?
I don't know. But they're the Akron Zips.
All right. Well, you know all the information. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow TYT Sports.
Unless that's the minor league baseball team. Pretty sure it's the Cavs.